On April 24, 2013, Bangladesh witnessed one of the worst industrial disasters of the 21st century. In the city of Savar, near Dhaka, stood an 8-story commercial building called Rana Plaza. Inside, there were 5 garment factories, a bank, shops, and even a training center. Over 5,000 people passed through its halls each day. Most of them were garment workers, young women, many underage. The day before the collapse, large cracks appeared in the walls and support columns. Engineers warned of imminent danger. The bank and shops closed immediately, but the garment factories forced workers to return the next morning. They were told everything was safe, that the cracks were harmless. Workers were threatened with losing their jobs or pay if they stayed home. At 8:57 a.m., the unthinkable happened. The entire building collapsed in less than 90 seconds. All 8 floors pancaked down. Thousands were buried in their rubble. More than 1,100 people lost their lives. Over 2,500 were injured, many permanently. It was a preventable tragedy. Panic spread immediately. Dust filled the air. Cries and screams echoed from under the debris. Families rushed to the site, searching for their loved ones. Rescue operations began that same day. Soldiers, firefighters, volunteers, and neighbors joined the effort. Some pulled bodies out with their bare hands. Others dug makeshift tunnels to reach the trapped. One woman survived for 17 days beneath the rubble. What rescuers found inside was horrifying. Crushed bodies, mangled machinery, collapsed concrete. The world watched in shock and disbelief. How could this happen? Who was responsible? The building had been constructed illegally. The owner, Sual Rana, added extra floors without permits. He used substandard materials and placed heavy industrial equipment on weak structures. He was aware of the risk, but he forced people to work. Anyway, he was arrested while attempting to flee the country. But his arrest wasn't enough to contain the outrage. Because the problem was much deeper, Rana Plaza produced clothing for global fashion brands. Clothing sold across Europe, the US, and beyond. Shirts, pants, dresses, made cheaply, sold cheaply, but the true cost was hidden. It was paid in human lives, exhausting hours. Poverty, wages, no safety measures, no contracts, no protections, invisible workers, producing for a world that doesn't ask questions. The collapse exposed the dark side of fast fashion and sparked a global reckoning. Human rights groups demanded justice and reform. The Accord on Fire and Building Safety in Bangladesh was signed. Over 200 brands committed to inspecting their factories. Thousands of buildings were evaluated. Hundreds were shut down for being unsafe. Some improvements were made, but not all companies took responsibility. Some donated money, others simply withdrew and moved elsewhere. Many survivors are still waiting for proper compensation. They live with permanent physical and emotional scars. The Rana Plaza disaster taught a painful lesson. Behind cheap clothes, there are real human lives. The low price is paid by someone else. It made the world ask, who made my clothes and under what conditions? What was the real cause? Each year, April 24th is remembered around the world to honor the victims and to demand real change. Movements like Fashion Revolution were born from this tragedy, advocating for transparency, fairness, and dignity. Pushing for ethical fashion. A decade has passed, but much remains to be done. Many Bangladeshi workers still face unsafe conditions. Some laws have changed, but the pressure to produce faster and cheaper remains. Rana Plaza should never be forgotten. It was more than a building collapse. It was a wake-up call, a global indictment of injustice, a wound that still bleeds because every buying decision is also an ethical decision. Every label carries a story, and some stories end in tragedy. We invite you to reflect and share this message. Support those fighting for safe, fair work worldwide. Choose products made with respect and responsibility. If this video helped you understand the scale of this disaster, please give it a like, Subscribe to our channel for more human-centered stories and turn on the bell so you never miss new content. Most importantly, share this story because remembering is also resistance, and Rana Plaza must never be forgotten. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.